We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the SoDo district of Seattle. Tonight, it's a compelling late-season clash here in Week 16, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Set now to wrap up a busy week of football. Happy to have you with us. And, folks, we are underway on Monday Night Primetime. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go. 70.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Outright to Smith and Jigba. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
70 Lions. Let's go.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Ready.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. A short throw taken in by Conquo. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Okay, break. Ready.
Walker now on 1st and 10. The result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Lions, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Right side, there's Likely with it.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Torrey Horton, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Seahawks put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Looking to put a drive together. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
2nd down and 3. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Jordan Stout now.
Jordan Stout in formation.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drills, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They're going to look to throw. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all.
Come on, come on. Hey.
2nd and 2. Over the middle, complete. That's Horton. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Running right, here's Walker. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Mustang 19.
Out of the gun now on third down. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready? 70 Lions.
They go play action here on first down. A quick throw, but incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
Cougar 19. Check, 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 check. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Ready?
He'll look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. It's a sack for a loss of 4, and that brings up third down and goal.
Okay, break. 70 up, let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk. Ready?
Back to throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy by the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Detroit. 55 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Leads to second and goal at the 10-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 9-yard touchdown ground. And the Lions are back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Go! 70 lock, reload.
A gear for Walker running right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 66 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ready. Warriors 7, Panther 60. Ready.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He completes this to Walker. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Here we go. Hey, Cougar Knife, bring it. Chapel up. Ready.
Running left is Walker. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
18, Pioneer. Go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. This is caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 27 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll look to throw now on first down. Finds Gibbs on a check down. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have cut it back within a score.
The Lions will set up for the two-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Cougar 19.
At the 47-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 even. 60. 19 Lions. Ready.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Second and 10.
Come on. Come on. Set.
They'll look to throw here.
Over the middle and complete to Shaheed.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 39.
That's good for a Seahawks. First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Option play, they'll give to Walker.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
10 at the 19-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw out wide to Walker. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Here now, second and 4.
They'll set up to throw.
Repeat of the last play, finding Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker, as the first half is winding down.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point line fair there and up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Lions 13. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. The good signal calls will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
This time they stay on the ground. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll throw now on the final play. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I established the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They'll go again with Gills. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jamison Williams, 50 yards. And the Lions come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
19 tight. Ready?
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Go! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Cut 19! Cut 19!
Back to throw again. That one caught. It's Horton. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 35.
That's good.
12 yards there as they move the chains.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ready.
A first carry for Tyler Algier. And they'll take this down to the 33.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A short throw taken in by Conquo. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 19. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10
There we go.
at the 19-yard line.
Packer 60. No.
Trying the left side with Walker. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here's 2nd and 8. Now he's going to step up and run. Smith and Jigba with the grab. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Goal at the 6-yard line.
Ready up. Let's go now. 60 back.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before they could get much out of it.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. Conquo from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Paul. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense? I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And fights through that man. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back to throw now on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. They'll look to throw. And this pass caught by Gray. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Danny Gray, 45 yards. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
75th. Ready.
Algier going straight ahead. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Ready.
He'll drop to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Outright to Smith-Njigba. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Let's go now. Go.
They go play action here on 1st down. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Ready, ready. 70 Lions. Ready.
Walker is in. Touchdown, Seattle.
So another rushing touchdown for him this year. Well, he's found the end zone quite a bit so far. Charles, that now an even 20 scores on the season.
And you know how often we use the term, probably I overuse the term imposing their will? Well, these defenses have become really powerless to stop him. That's what we've seen from him and his team this year. You know he's getting the ball down here in the red zone, but he's just got that strength of will himself, and he's used it to great effect.
The score, Seahawks 40, Lions 28. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibbs. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Second and 3. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Yards to go.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Pass to the sideline, pulled in. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards that time.
First down, Lions.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. They'll look to throw again.
At the Seahawks 40-yard line.
He's got it complete to Gibbs. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That goes for a gain of 31. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now they'll audible to something else. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. It's their quarterback doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side. And now, well, they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now. Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. To the right side, this is Walker. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. He completes this to Walker. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who...
Touchdown, Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
47, Lions 35.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to let it fly. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Reek Willen. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
At the 20-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Lions will take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Right side, and he finds Gray. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 and the 15. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Nicky Manwari. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positive.